One more thing I want to touch on about being a person of prayer, and a thing that has helped me over the years, is there's people in our church that I would call intercessors. And you know what that is probably, and if you don't, it might be a new term, but just people that in your church that are mature in their faith and they pray. Hopefully there's prayer meetings at some point during the week at your church, and getting around people that pray is powerful. And there's many times where even during dry times in my walk with the Lord, I found great strength in just showing up. I would just show up in the back of a prayer meeting, and I'd bring my journal, and I'll touch on this later with songwriting, but I would just sit in the back, and just hearing people call out to the Lord, hearing people pray, really began to prime the pump of my own heart. And if my heart was feeling dry, and and other times I wasn't dry, but I just knew that, man, I need to make this a discipline in my life. So I would say plug into that. And there might be a church across town that maybe they're a little bit different, maybe they're super demonstrative in their prayers and they're super charismatic, and maybe you're not. But man, go to some other prayer meetings. Just check out some other churches. Be willing to just kind of slip in the back and kind of hear the hearts of people praying. It's a powerful thing. And it might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but that's all right. Just hear that. And I've gleaned so much from that over the years. Just where our church is, we're down the street from a ministry called Teen Mania. And there's hundreds of, 20-somethings, young kids that are just passionate for the Lord and just on fire for God. And many times I'll just kind of slip in the back and just hear them pray. And man, it'll just inspire me to tears and to joy. And before I know it, I'm like, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. And a lot of times I'll take out my pen and I'll start writing some things they're saying in my journal. Or then there's a YWAM, Youth with a Mission prayer meeting. And again, just people of all ages there. But, sometimes you just hear an older guy in the faith who's been faithful for 40 years, and him just to stand up and just through tears just say, oh God, we call on your name and we fall upon your mercy, and we ask you, God, send revival and just breathe on our congregation and breathe new life. And it's just over the years that has just inspired me in my worship leading, in my songwriting, in my just personal walk with the Lord. So I just encourage you, those are two things that we talked about: person of the word, person of prayer.
I don't play an instrument very well. I finally learned to play in the key of C on the piano, which is all the white keys. Don't tell anyone. But just because there are times that you want to just be able to play something, or just to have that time with the Lord where you're just playing and not speaking, and maybe even just praying over what you're playing. But I hear the Lord sometimes even ask me, would you just sit? Just get away from that. Quit doing. I think we're really good at doing worship, not just worshiping, if you know what I mean. And it can be kind of a dangerous thing for us. And so I try to be really sensitive to the Lord when it comes to my quiet time and my private time before the Lord. Something, too, that might help you, I have a room that's designated just for meeting with the Lord. I will not allow myself to take my phone in there, or my computer, or anything that would distract me from just time with the Lord. And I will tell you, it's the hardest thing. I've had many, many opportunities to think I should turn that into a workout room, or I should, it'd be okay if that was an office too, but I feel such a thing from the Lord to just protect that space. And maybe you don't have a whole room to designate for that, but maybe a chair, or just a specific area that when you go to that place, you're going to meet with the Lord. It means business with the Lord. And another thing, too, I always have a journal. And I'm real particular or specific about my journals. I don't like journals with lines on them. I don't know why. I feel like it keeps me fenced in, or I'm having to not be creative because I have to keep it orderly. So I get one without lines on it, just so I can if I feel like drawing, or if I feel like just writing a real big word on there. And sometimes it just says hope, and it's just one page just says that. Or you've got to have these places and these moments where you don't have to have rules. It's just between you and the Lord. You're getting to be creative, you're just worshiping, and you're getting to have that time between you and God that nobody else gets to have a say of what's happening. I think it's important to guard that, to protect that, to have that for yourself. And For example, the other day I went into my room and shut the door, and I was just sitting there quietly before the Lord, and I felt this theme in my heart of, I will be still and wait upon the Lord. And immediately I heard a melody, and so I just started humming and singing, and I'll just sing it for you. It was, I will be still and wait upon the Lord. And it was interesting because as soon as I started singing that, my spirit man just lined up with that. And I started thinking about how important it is just that we sing and worship by ourselves, not just in front of people. And so I just kept singing it. I will be still and wait upon the Lord, for he hears me when I pray, and he comes to fill my day. I will be still and wait upon the Lord. There was just this moment, and I just thought, Lord, I need to come in here more often. You know, I think the enemy steals from us so often to get us so busy that we don't have time to just be. And then those are the moments that keep us doing what we're doing, you know, and maybe that's a song. I don't know. Maybe you'll hear that song eventually, but it's just cool. You got to do that.